Elk Grove with Chris Capra from SMUD, and we're out here with a SMUD crew that is doing some line and, in this case, not pole replacement because it's underground, but you're in the process now, SMUD is, Chris, in the process of doing a lot of this equipment replacement. Why are we doing it?
Well, this job behind us is an underground cable replacement job. We're doing a lot of those this year, about 400,000 feet. If you can imagine how long that is, it's about 75 miles. Imagine Folsom to Lake Tahoe. That's how much underground cable we're replacing. It's all part of a reliability enhancement. You know, SMUD's a special utility. We're a little bit different. We're customer owned. Our customers elect a board of directors, and that board of directors sets our policy. And one of their policies is a core value of reliability. So we have to live up to that and up to our customers' expectations. So we're replacing about 3,000 poles over the next couple of years, about 1,000 of them this year. We're about halfway through those jobs. So we're very excited about being able to ramp up so quickly year-round to be able to do this work to prevent the outages when the seasons get bad, especially in the wintertime when we get wind and rainstorms.
What's the main reason behind taking this proactive step to replace poles and wiring?
Well, we're very concerned about reliability, and we want to deliver that for our customers. So we do year-round maintenance on our system. This is part of that. We've ramped it up. We're doing about 400,000 feet of cable and about 1,000 poles this year. And, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it because in the end, when the season gets bad, wintertime, wind and rainstorms, this stuff will be a lot stronger and more resilient. You know, equipment sits out in the sun all the time. It sits out in the weather. The stuff breaks, the stuff wears down, it needs to be replaced, and that's what we're out doing.
Yeah, it does just need every once in a while it just gets old and needs to be replaced, right?
It does, and you know, outages are a utility standard almost. Any utility in the world deals with outages. We're trying to minimize ours by getting out and doing this work in advance. So when the stuff does get bad in the later part of the year, like it was last winter, we'll be prepared.
Now, how does this work play into I want to call it a smart grid, but your smart electrical system?
Well, this is the bare bones that gets to the houses. This is the distribution network. The smart grid is part of the distribution network, and what it does, it allows us to be a little bit closer to the situation, knowing exactly what's going on out there. So the smart grid is able to determine if there's an outage. It's able to tell how big the outage is so we can appropriately size the crew to respond. And in some situations, and what we're doing is trying to advance this farther, is that there's actually equipment on those lines that can close the circuits itself, that can repair itself, or at least let us know specifically where it is so the guys can go out and do the work.
Now, tell me a little bit about what these guys are doing here, and then we'll go take a tour of their work.
Sure. Right now, they're doing a cable replacement job underground. Cable underground is really nice, isn't it? You take a look around here and you see that there's no overhead poles, no transformers, no lines. It looks very nice. But in exchange for that, when there's an outage, the outage can be a little bit longer because it has to be located and that cable has to be pulled and replaced. So there's a trade-off there. And our system is about 60% underground, about 40% overhead. So in a situation like this, they want to be able to prevent an outage from occurring, so they're working on cable that they've identified is a problem and needs to be replaced. Years ago, the cable that came out in the industry wasn't as good as it is now. So we're in the process of replacing that older stuff. The industry standard wasn't as good as it is now, and I'm talking 20 to 30 years ago, and that stuff's being replaced on a pretty much routine basis now.
And this is Keno Grigsby. He's the foreman on this job out here in Elk Grove. Keno, tell me a little bit about what you're doing out here on this site.
We're just having this transformer's rusted and it was leaking, and when that happens, a failure can happen when temperatures go up or the oil pressure gets low. So we're out here doing it now. We're notified the customers, that way we can have a short outage, because if it went out on its own, then it'd be out for a couple of hours. It'd take longer. So we're just trying to create that issue and problem from happening. Plus, when we come out and our guys come to do switching, they want to open the transformer and something fell on them while they're doing that. So,
all right, maybe we can take a look and you can tell me a little more about what they're up to here now.
Yeah, we have a 6.9 transformer. We have one leg coming in, one leg coming out, and it's feeding 120, 240 to the houses. And there's about 8 homes that are out of power right now that we notified for. This transformer is a 50 kVA transformer. And you can see there's oil on the side where it's leaking, and you can see where it's rusting on the inside. And once that oil pressure gets low, then the transformer will get hot, it'll fail. So we're putting in a brand new one. Our guys have we de-energized it. They proved it dead. And now we tape the secondary legs to make sure we don't mix anything up. Going through all of our safety precautions, and we'll be ready to change it out.
Excellent. And now the cabling that comes up to that runs underground, right, in these vaults that go up to the house or wherever they need to go to, yeah? Coming up.
Some areas it's direct buried, where it's buried directly in the dirt. It's down about 6 feet in the ground. Here they have conduit. The Elk Grove, this is the newer part of Elk Grove. So they run conduit underground. They go to vaults, boxes, where they tap off and we supply.
And now they're about to lift this bad boy out of there. now that they have the new box in. The fellas are just hooking up all the cables, and won't be long before they're ready to re-energize.